drink champagne. I'm totally vibing. It's true what they say. It's all about timing.
Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to Unscripted. My name is C Chronicles. I post vlogs as well as Western fragrance reviews on this channel. Now, if you're new and you're not subscribed, please do make sure to join the family by clicking the red subscribe button and making sure it turns grey. That's all you have to do to support this channel. And to those who are already subscribed and are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Today, I have a review for you guys. I have this mini from Clive Christian, and this is Rock Rose. From the Noble Collection, Queen N. All right, so I think it says Queen N7, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just take it out of the box. But before then, let me show you. It's going to be a little mini because remember, we do a lot of minis on this particular channel. I actually purchased this off a mini discovery set because I'm trying as much as possible to smell the fragrances that are out there for being, the best in the range. Now, this is the close-up of Queen N by Clive Christian of the Noble Collection, and this one is called Rock Rose. This is not the 2016 one. There is a lot of Rock Roses. I think this one is one of the latest compositions, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually not even on Fragrantica. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I'm not going to spray this on my arm, guys. I sprayed this yesterday, and it gave me one hell of a headache, even to an extent of feeling a little bit nasal there. Okay, so there is some note in here that really kind of maybe doesn't vibe with me that well. So I'm going to spray it on a tester paper and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. And this is one fragrance, guys, that I can see the hype around the Clive Christians just based on this one, and another one that I have smelled before called Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. The lasting power for the Clive Christian fragrances, guys, is crazy, right? So this is Rock Rose, and the price for this fragrance, guys, at Skins Cosmetics goes for 11,550 Rand. So that is not a cheap fragrance, and this is not a paid promotion. I just happened to purchase it from Skins Cosmetics, and please do take note that this one is a mini. So based on the fact that it's 11,500 and something Rand, I'm probably holding a $50 little mini here, right? So it just got me interested in, bringing this fragrance to you and tell you my thoughts. Now, it opens up with a bright, zesty Tarraco orange note there, okay? But disclaimer, I'm not getting too much of the rose in this fragrance. No, maybe let me put it this way. I'm not getting anything really distinct, of course, except an aromatic piercing tone there, a fresh, even a zesty, citrusy feel of a fragrance. It's a composition that is crafted in a way that it's not exactly trying to put the limelight on just but one thing, but rather ending up being a DNA that I'm going to say is clean, fresh, citrusy. There's going to be a spearmint accord here, leathery as well, saffron. So it's a mix of a lot of things that could even potentially clash, say for instance, done in an amateurish way. I'm not saying this because I am talking about a Clive Christian, all right? I'm just saying the way I feel about this fragrance. This is why I even said disclaimer at the beginning that it's quite a pushy fragrance. And as much as you think you have kind of pinned it there in the opening when you spray, you're like, oh, okay, this is going to be masculine toned, and this is going to be maybe zesty and aromatic, and it's going to be fresh and clean. There's a lot of facets that this fragrance presents within its mix, which is that leathery accord that I was not expecting. That spearmint is maybe something that is kind of coming across as a bit heady to me, and it's one fragrance that is kind of magnetic on the skin, where once it sticks, it sticks. I literally had to put my arm to the side, but I had to force myself to say, no, I'm not going to wash it off because I want to see to what extent this fragrance is going to keep on doing what it's doing. And I can tell you that having tried it in the morning, I spent the whole day with it, slept, and it's only now that it's kind of toning down. And I learned just from that to make sure that I don't spray it on my skin again, because this is very intense. So it does have that saffron in the base that is very intense. You are also going to get a little bit of a powderiness there coming from the violet, and of course that intense lavender. So all the notes in here present as intense, and as much as in some fragrances they may not present as intense, there is like proportions in the use of the notes in this fragrance that makes the notes that sometimes or otherwise come across as light very intense. Okay, so I don't know what it is or what formulation that they have used to make sure that this fragrance is very complex in its presentation of the notes, right? But though it has that beastly lusting power, that refinement in it, it unfortunately did not wow me. I was expecting a fragrance maybe that's going to be more rosy to my nose, which is something I said is eluding me at the moment. I'm not getting a rose forward, type of fragrance there, whether the rose is just as a title without necessarily using the note of the rose itself. I don't know, because the rose, if it's there, is coming across just as like a green piercing undertone to this fragrance without exactly being being about the rosiness of the fragrance. In fact, you are to expect that leathery wrap up of an aromatic, clean, masculine leaning fragrance. Clive Christian is British. It's a British fragrance house that does really well crafted fragrances, and the Noble collection from Clive Christian is actually the best of the best. Okay, which is, they do niche fragrances, but the one that they say is the Noble collection is supposed to be the creme de la creme. Okay, so I maybe had expectations that were out of this world, but unfortunately I get a DNA that has been attempted by a lot of houses so many times, to an extent that if I say bought this one full size and I sprayed it, I walked in a random place, and not a lot of people are going to guess that this is a Clive Christian. I mean, and I know it sounds a little bit unfair to say that, but that's exactly how I feel. It just comes across to me as a DNA that has been attempted a lot of times. A DNA that doesn't wow me, that just comes across as a quintessential masculine leaning type of DNA there, where even to wear it as a woman doesn't even feel that safe. It holds on to its masculinity for 8, even 10 hours, and then it relents after that, maybe becoming something that a woman could, possibly tolerate, unless you're a woman who loves masculine toned fragrances, right? A little bit of saffron, a little bit of woods, that spearmint, a little bit of citrus is there, the leather wrap up to it, but it doesn't exactly wow me. Okay, it just wows me in the craftsmanship of it and the longevity of it, in the fact that it's not really straying, except of course I think maybe that spearmint that just didn't work well with me, and that aromaticness maybe that is doing a little bit too much there, but otherwise it's not a fragrance that is going to blow your socks off, especially if you were going by the name Clive Christian and you were thinking, oh, okay, because it's going to be a Clive Christian, is going to wow me. I'm not sure, guys. So it's a fragrance that the DNA has been attempted a couple of times. You are going to get a similar DNA in fragrances like no, let me not liken it to anything. Let me not liken it. I'm going to be respectful and not liken it to anything, but I'm just saying it's a quintessential, that masculine tone of a DNA, even summery leaning, but very, very long lasting, to an extent that in as much as it's built around that summer DNA, it can cross over to other seasons, because a little goes a long way. One small spray of this, and I'm not even trying to save this, one small spray of this fragrance, guys, that's all I can say. Okay, it's a very, very long lasting fragrance. So to justify the price, I'm going to say the longevity justifies the price. The DNA is okay. It's okay. If you love, those masculine leathery scents, you're going to love this. We're going to be bringing more of these minis, guys. Remember, I did promise you that on this channel, we are trying to explore as much as we can, because why I created this channel was, my first channel took that direction where every time I talk about Middle Eastern fragrances, they gain traction. But I love fragrances, not only Middle Eastern fragrances. I love fragrances in general. I don't care, whether they're Middle Eastern, whether they whatever they are. I just love fragrances. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be bringing some of these fragrances on this channel, but the practicality of bringing everything in full size, especially if you're not sponsored, is not really, feasible. So I am going to be purchasing as many as I can in terms of like discovery sets and giving you my take from the Clive Christian. Like I said, that Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. Oh my God, that fragrance up to today. I actually wish I had a mini of it. I would savor that. That is one gorgeous fragrance. And the good thing again about Skins Cosmetics is they do have the discovery sets. But what I don't like about what they've done with the discovery sets is they have, say, the Queen Anne, that Noble Collection, Queen Anne, Rock Rose, and it's only that. I think there's 4 or 5 of just that. And then there's a little, whatever is the case. So they don't have like a selection. If they did have like a selection, I would, because these are actually priced right in the discovery set. I think they're about 2,000 Rand or something, which is about $100 for 4 times 700, 4 times 7.5 ml, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's a 7.5 ml, just based on how it looks. I think this is a 7. It can't be a 5 ml. This is too big for a 5 ml, but it's also too small for a 10 ml. So they do have that, but unfortunately, for me to get the discovery set, I literally have to buy 4 of this, 4 of this, 4 of that, that sort of thing. So I'll see if maybe with time they'll switch it up and give us different ranges of that, because Clive Christian is a house that I intend to explore. And one day when I wake up with money not moneying, I would probably add 1 or 2 in my collection, especially that Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. I know there could be more that are better than that, but I smelled that, and up to now I haven't gone past that fragrance. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comment section, guys, your thoughts about Clive Christian's Noble Collection Rock Rose. This one I think says number 7. Let me know your thoughts of it. If you have used it, let me know. It just comes across as a special occasion type of fragrance, of course, with a little bit of some woods there, spices as well. So it's a presentation of a lot of things without it being linear, but that quintessential kind of clean, fresh, aromatic, spicy thing holding on from start to finish. Do turn on post notifications, guys, on this channel as well as my other channel if you're subscribed to it. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.